versa as well. Thank you. The recording came out of nowhere. That's good. We're welcome to Global Chamber League of Extraordinaries. Let's go to Bill Edwards, who has more years on all of you. I'll let him explain how many years if he wants to, but what's important about Bill is he started in oil and gas. He worked in so many different businesses. He became the world's international franchise expert. And now, those of you that are reading his every 2-week newsletter that talks about what's happening in the world, he evaluates what's going on in the key regions of the world for people to grow their business. And that means he also helps companies evaluate what they should be doing at different parts. So strategically determining. And so just a really tremendous resource for companies. And Bill, thank you for all that you do, whether it's the DEC, the District Export Council of Southern California, or through Global Chamber or any of the clients that you help. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations. Happy New Year. What would you like to share today? Who would you like to meet? And how would we, how can we help?
Well, thank you for that introduction, Doug. I don't know that I have to say any more. I have over 50 years experience in living and working around the world, and lived in 7 countries, worked in over 50 in 12 different business sectors. And nowadays I advise companies on the best countries to go into for their particular brand, for the best, highest ROI. And I do publish 2 different things, as you know. One is our Global View quarterly ranking of 40 countries as places to do business, which is on my website. And now our GeoWizard.biz global biweekly global business update, which we just published today, the 99th edition.
Wow.
Started during COVID, March of 2020, and we published the 99th one today. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay for this. You can go to it and sign up. It's called GeoWizard.biz, B-I-Z. And it gives, it started during COVID when we couldn't travel. We had to help our clients know what was going on around the world. And we have people on the ground in 27 countries that work for us. And it just grew from there. And now it has about 1,500 subscribers in 20 countries. But my job nowadays is helping companies decide where to go, when to go, and how to go. But the whole idea is to help them make money going global, which is not always the case. So I'm interested.
Are they usually in the U.S.?
Most of them are, but we also have clients from Australia and Japan, and from Europe and parts of Asia. Yep. And they're in 12 different business sectors. And I'm interested in meeting people around the world who could help us bring companies and brands into their country, primarily franchise brands, but not always. But they're in food and beverage, they're in services, they're in property management, they're in financial, but we help them figure out the countries they ought to go to that are going to give them the highest return on investment for their particular business, not just the ones where they want to go on vacation.
Fantastic. What's one thing this year that you want to accomplish that you weren't able to finish last year?
Oh gosh, try to have less wars.
Yeah,
that would be a help. One of the challenges coming out of COVID is that we seem to get one black swan after another. You know, we got COVID, and we got the war in Europe. Can you imagine German tanks moving across Europe again after 70 years? And now we have, of course, the problem in the Middle East. And because of that, investors around the world have got a lot of uncertainty. They don't really know whether they should make long-term investments. And here's a piece of a tidbit of information for everybody. This year, 2024, there will be elections in 64 countries, covering 49% of the world's population. Now, when elections happen, policies change, which means business direction changes. And that means more uncertainty. That's a challenge. So now we're spending a lot of time with our clients figuring out where the least problem with elections is going to come from. But 64 countries, 49% of the world's population will see an election this year.
Wow.
That's not usually a formula for calm and continuity, I'm afraid.
Great insight. Thank you very much for sharing. We have about 4 minutes each if we're going to finish up on time, and so I'm going to keep moving. Sometimes we have time for questions. What I suggest is each of you put, not right now, but along the way, put your information in the chat area, and if you have a question, I'll monitor that. And also, if you can slip a question in, please feel free to go ahead. The other thing that we do is after this meeting, it'll be tomorrow, we'll put a post up on LinkedIn with all of your links on LinkedIn. So if you don't connect today during this session, you'll be able to click and see everybody tomorrow. So thank you, Bill, for all that you do. Really appreciate it. You mentioned Australia, so we should go, at least on my screen, Priya is right next to you. Priya Mishra is in Sydney, and she does some tremendous work in helping companies grow internationally as well. Priya, who would you like to meet, and how can we help you? And then also, if you don't mind, let us know anything that maybe you weren't able to finish this year that you'd like to finish in 2024.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was on my mission of writing my third book. I want to finish that one for sure.
Okay.
So working on my third book. But other than that, in terms of my business, I am actually in a process of growing my business this year. And we just last year we actually restructured our business, and we are very much focusing on business growth and business development. And Australia is actually 68% businesses are small businesses, and they cannot afford the full-time BDMs. And we find this particular requirement niche that, people looking for a fractional BDM and fractional GM position. And we introduced that particular service here. And it is working very, very, very interesting response I'm getting. So I'm hoping I will be able to achieve my target. So other than that, international point of view, I help businesses to grow their business in anywhere in the international market, but most prominently, I'm in Australia. So anywhere in the APAC region, if you want to come and grow your business, we'll be able to help. Bill, maybe we can cooperate, maybe integrate our business with each other. There is a synergy there I can see. So maybe we'll be able to catch up on that. My current focus, I'm looking for manufacturers, product manufacturers, especially in engineering sector, who wants to do their business development.
Very good. You were very quick. And so does anybody have any questions for Priya? A lot of the companies that you end up working for in your target are Australian companies looking to grow outside, or are some of them coming in?
Some of them are coming in. I'm working with one Paris-based company. They are SaaS product. They are not manufacturers, but they are more into SaaS. And I just recently, a month ago, during Christmas, I signed up that client. I have another client I'm working in Meditech industry, which is from Finland. So I'm helping a couple of different businesses across the other region as well. But majority of my customers are from Australia.
Okay. So just a couple things and we'll keep moving around, but you mentioned about finishing your book. I'm not sure we knew that you are an author, and so I'll double check the list to make sure you're on it, but I see the amazing Dana Austin is here in this room. She's taking over the book author program, and it's third Wednesdays of the month. So next Wednesday, Not a good time for you to attend that one, but Dana is this year going to be coordinating so that some of them are in Asia. So Dana Austin is someone you should know. And then Eddie Geisel is someone that I think you already know, right? He's speaking tomorrow in the sales meeting. He helps Australian companies, particularly in mining, but some in technology and manufacturing. And so you guys might be interesting partners. So if you haven't spoken with him for a while,
That
he
would be
might be.
great.
Yeah. So we'll make that connection if you're not.
Please. Thank you so much. Then I will catch up sometime.
Okay, that sounds great. Let's go to Joe. Joe, are you there? Joe renewed today, so thank you, Joe, for that. I saw that come in. This may be, I guess it's your first time at League of Extraordinaries because the company has been under leadership of someone else, and now Joe's taking it over. And what I really was impressed by Joe is his knowledge of the topic of trade, and he's even got a podcast on, and I'm really looking forward to learning more. Joe, you're, I believe, in Atlanta or in Southeast US. Please
Outside of
correct me.
Atlanta.
Outside
Yes,
of
Doug,
Atlanta.
south side of Atlanta. But we are a
Fantastic.
global company. We've got coverage in Asia as well as Europe. And basically what we do is we help company navigate the global trade laws, making sure their products are properly classified, assess the right duties, any licenses that may be required for the importing or the exporting of the goods.
But, who would you like to meet then in that context? Sounds like product companies.
Well, it's anybody that has a need on importing and exporting. And that's a broad case. We are a managed services firm, and what makes us different from a lot of people is we dedicate individuals to an account. We've got some account that I've got a half a person. I've got other accounts where there are 5 and 6 people working on their account, managing their day-to-day global trade operations. It's a lot of Fortune 500 companies as well as small companies.
What would be a good addition for you? What would a company look like that you'd want to talk to?
And technology, that's where we specialize in today. The majority of our companies that we do business for are tech companies, and it's not an easy do because they don't understand licensing requirements, for instance. Can I send a computer to, the European Union? It depends upon how powerful that computer is, whether or not you need a license, and then what country it's going to.
Got it. Did anybody have questions for Joe?
Hey, Joe, this is Dana Austin, your
Dana.
executive director here. And I want to know, is automotives also a key customer of yours?
We do some automotive, and I don't know what's going on in the automotive industry, Dana, but I've had several reach out to me over the last couple of months. But
Okay.
yes, we do.
Okay,
Oh, I see
great.
you're based in Atlanta.
Yeah. I'm based here in Atlanta, and so hopefully we can meet up in the next week online at least. And you're outside of Atlanta, and I'm right over here by the Battery where our world champions from 2 years ago with the Braves won. So
Sure.
even though
I'm
I know
down
Texas won.
in. You familiar with Sonoya?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Nice.
I live in Sonoy.
Awesome. Great area. So we'll connect this week.
Sounds great. I look forward to it, Dana.
Thanks, Joe. Please put your information in the chat. And
I have already done that, Doug.
You're the man. And then we'll get you all connected through LinkedIn tomorrow. Thank you for sharing today. Great information. Let's go to Dana. Dana Austin is our executive director in Atlanta, and she also leads the book author program now, and she is an expert on helping you write a book. And so Joanne Tan, who joined today, she is the person I was mentioning. Dana, your ears were ringing in all the glowing comments. Congratulations on all that you do, and thanks for that. Is there anything that you would like to share? Anything that we can do to help?
Yeah, I'd like to certainly in the new role as leading up the directorship for Global Chamber Author Series, I want to make everyone aware that yes, we are continuing what Gloria Peterson has started, and we will be meeting next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time online. And then we'll be doing 2 panel speakers versus 3, allowing more for engagement and discussion and maybe just different types of interaction. And then every other month, we'll be doing workshops. So workshops that are geared to around writing, marketing, and engagement. And we have an incredible core that helps to make this series happen. So if you're interested, you certainly should register for that. If you've got a book, and Priya, I know you're working on your 3rd, if we can be of any assistance in that category, I'm here to help. So what I do outside of leading Global Chamber here in Atlanta and the author series is a transformational writers conference that we host every year in enchanted, beautiful Puerto Rico. I could find so many other adjectives to describe it, but our industry experts come together, and we now couple that with the Global Chamber Puerto Rico meetup the day prior. So it's really a good business opportunity to meet with people in that region. Speaking of import and export, it's a great spot too. And then I also, starting this Thursday, will help several those who want to get their book written in 90 days. We start Thursday, we finish March 28th. It's called our 90 Days to Manuscript Masterclass. And what am I looking for? People that want to write, but they need structure and support, and you've got a limited amount of time. I'm the person for that, and my team. And also for people that want to engage on the business side, right here in Atlanta, you may be doing business with business owners and CEOs in Atlanta, and they may not know about us. Send them our way, because Global Chamber Atlanta want to invite them to be a part, support. We're going to focus highly on organizations a little bit more this year. So let us know who they are, make that introduction, and we'll take it from there. Thank
Will
you.
do. And I would like to know about that event, and happy to share and let people know about the details.
Okay, sure. I'll put all of them in the chat, not at one time, but I will.
Yes, please. Thank you. Bye.
And we'll get you connected. And how many of you, raise your hand if you have either written a book or would like to write a book? How many? Okay, so a few of you for sure. And so let's go next to Andy Wang, because I was thinking of you, Andy, not just because you just raised your hand. Tell us more about your book, or whether you've written it or you want to. But earlier with Joe mentioned about the automotive industry. Andy is an automotive industry expert. He actually was one of the earliest members we had in Dallas. And I remember he actually picked me up at the airport years and years ago when we launched the Dallas chapter, and subsequently he's now in the Bay Area, and he knows everybody in automotive, no matter who you want to talk to, all the way from the OEMs all the way down through the supply chains in the US and around the world. So Andy, congratulations on that network that you've built. Who can we introduce you to? Who would you like to meet? And is there anything else that we can do to help?
Yeah, certainly. It's actually very good to meet everybody. Happy New Year. It's actually a very interesting year. Just like Joe mentioned, automotive sector is actually undergoing a very tremendous challenge. You can see so many big, like a big OEM, they are actually downsizing. Cruise actually has been undergoing restructuring, so there will be a tremendous challenge here. My company, ASF International Consulting Company, is a primary focus on helping the supplier or the technology service provider get in contact with the OEM and also Tier 1. So I'm pretty sure Doc mentioned, I'm actually very familiar with the executive leadership from quite a lot of OEM, Japanese OEM, European OEM, particularly into like a Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, the Mercedes-Benz, Volvo, Volkswagen, or Toyota, Honda. So yes, I've been in the industry for more than two decades. Just making sure, yes, I would say that automotive is actually undergoing the challenge. So in my focus into 2024, I'm actually be more focused into software-defined vehicle. So in my new capability, I'm actually acquiring the new machine learning nodes of AI to supporting my clients developing the future of the technology, which is not that far away. And also based on my client needs, I also need to be very carefully help them navigate the risk. Automotive all has a lot of risk management needs to be considered. That's actually one of my expertise. So in this year, unfortunately, I still see automotive is going to undergoing another tremendous challenge. So I would say, Joe, I actually connect with you. Feel free. Let's have some conversation. I also helping previously working with like an ITA company, law firm, supporting their import export based on my expertise in the manufacturing, quality control, and also the understanding for expertise into ITA. So let's feel free to connect.
I would love to help you out if you need some help with that, Andy.
Absolutely.
We're
Yep.
experts in that area.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I would say that I have some call actually calling into this regard. So yes, we can have some connection. And yes, I would say Happy New Year, challenging year, but with the new technology coming in, I would say that definitely everybody can see the transition coming in and out. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
And I saw you've already put some information in the chat. Thank you. Let's now go to you're there in the Bay Area. Let's go across the U.S. to New Jersey. Monica Varis, how are you? You're also an import-export expert, and particularly on the insurance side and handling it those ways. So let us know more about who is a good client for you. Who can we introduce, and how can we help? Happy New Year.
Hello everyone, and Happy New Year to everyone. Yes, I'm in New York. I'm actually in the border between New York and New Jersey. And we have a lot of rain here today, so I don't know how it's in the rest of the country, but it's pouring heavy up here. I'm a commercial insurance broker, and I have been working with local commercial businesses here in the USA, and also with international companies that are coming to abroad for the first time or are trying to open businesses in the USA for the first time. So what I have tried to do last year and this year is to assist and help any type of association or individual that is looking to have more information about how, what do you need to be able to do businesses here in the United States? What are the insurance requirements? We basically write for 24 different insurance carriers here in the United States. We also write for international companies like Lloyd's of London. So we pretty much are able to help any type of industry or any type of clients, as long as they are coming to do businesses here in the United States. That's what I have been doing, and I hope I can get a lot of clients that are looking to come to the United States. I hear a lot about Australia, and for some reason, I have been working with a lot of Australian clients also, in every different type of industry. And I'm here to help, so I'm gonna put my information on the chat. If anybody needs more information about insurance and the requirements, please feel free to reach out. Thanks.
Who would think that insurance would be so interesting? Thank you much. Does anybody have any questions for Monica? And hearing none, we'll keep moving around the room. Thank you, Monica. Let's go now to probably Hermosillo, Mexico, I'm guessing. Rodolfo Alcuin of Necodex. He's the CEO and leader of a very fast growing company that does nearshore IT support. So thank you, Rodolfo, for long-time membership. We've enjoyed watching you grow and be successful. Who would you like to meet, and is there anything that we can do to help?
Thank you so much, Doug, and Happy New Year to everyone. I'm very happy to be here in the first online meeting. I think the first meeting online. So yeah, we have while working with Global Chamber. Actually, Global Chamber helped a lot to grow in Phoenix, and Before to say what we're looking for is, I would like to introduce a little bit Necodex. What we do is, we're a nearshore company. What I actually do is, we have companies actually located in Phoenix. Right now, target eye is back office services. What it means, there are some companies that have a lot of work to do, but what we do is we do all of that work here in Hermosillo, reduce costs, increase efficiency. And right now, I think we are doing very great because we closed now last year being near from 100 people. So we are pretty happy for that. And what we're looking for is, we just launched a new program that is called Necodex Partners. What it means is it's a win and win between US companies and company in Necodex. What we're looking from these partners is introductions with COOs or CTOs from companies that are looking to hire IT positions or back office services. So this new program is called Necodex Partners, and in this program is have benefits in both sides. So if everyone is interested, it's a very I can share the information with you.
Is that a program that's already been launched? And yeah, we would love to see more information about that. Could you at least send it to Sarah and I as well?
I didn't send because I think it's launched this month.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's very recently. So I'm gonna share the information with you.
Very good. Would like to learn more. One of the amazing things about the nearshoring work is that it's really been, I don't know how large it is, but it's a very large business. And Necodex, as you mentioned, you're now over 100 employees. And I think when you started the Global Chamber, you were something like 5. So congratulations on the growth. Really, really phenomenal. Let's now go to Joanne Tan. And so Joanne, this has never happened. Usually, I think we've had new members that sign up in the morning, but she and I had a long conversation this afternoon, and she signed up and she asked me, well, what should I do next? What events should I do? And I looked at my clock and I said, oh my God, we've been talking for like 2 hours or so. It was like a long conversation. It just went by very fast. I said, well, we're doing a meeting that you should come to in 30 minutes. And so she signed up while we were on the call, and here she is. And she's a marketing expert. And one of her expertise is working with senior executives who are going into business for themselves or really kind of rebranding themselves. And she helps them rebrand with LinkedIn and with their own website and thinking about what is valuable around them. And that's something I'm not sure we have too many of those folks in Global Chamber. And so I love the fact that you have that, and that you have the sensitivities you have around intercultural that you do. So welcome to Global Chamber. Joanne, who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Thank you so much. So far, I'm so impressed about this chamber and look forward to getting to know each of you individually. So I help companies at birth, during growth, and at rebirth. And I help individuals, whether they're leaders, entrepreneurs, or highly seasoned professionals, trying to reinvent themselves, whether they want to leave the corporate world and start their own company. And we go through the whole 10 yards of building that new brand and figure out your unique value propositions and why you're doing this and what your strategies, what's your business models, and you go to market and analyze your target audience and create the messaging that resonates with them, but also the language that they use. So we do this brand building for individuals as well in a much of a within a nutshell version. But still, it's building a personal brand, a professional brand, or business brand not just more than just writing a profile. And I'm just really flattered that our clients, they get clarity, they get strategies, they get vision, and they do get clients. They do achieve a certain level of success after, our very much of consulting and coaching oriented, but we deliver with concrete, specific deliverables. So from talking with Doug, he actually inspired me for my next 2 blogs. One is from corporate world to the real world, and the other is from the real world to the corporate world. I just finished writing 4 blogs, 4 parts about AI and why content and unique content and also experience design is going to be so important for AI data. So I look forward to joining this group, and the authors writing books. Because I need to write my book, this year. I've been wanting to do that for years, and the AI group. So so I do help people who aspire to be a board member, because I'm also on the private board association, and I help quite a number of people getting on the public board, private boards. And so that's from the real world to the corporate world, okay? And those who want to change positions or change companies, but most importantly is from the corporate world to the real world. How do you grow your business? How do you have a brand? How do you grow your brand equity and all that?
Fantastic. The work that she showed me, the 2 examples, they were kind of random, but she brought them up and they're just so solid and so good. So thank you for joining, and we look forward to working with you. Please, if you haven't already, put your information in the chat area and we'll circle back. Definitely all of you should know her for probably either yourself or somebody that you know. And I've already got a list of folks for you, Joanne. Thank you. Let's go to Laura. Laura Myers and I, we had lunch together like a few months ago, right? And then you were able to join Global Chamber through one of your clients. And that's just been a really great thrill. He's really busy right now, but I love the fact that you're here. I love the work that you're doing, including your work with inventors. Laura, who would you like to meet and how can we help?
I'm trying to help Bill Dillatore with Miami Logistics and Delivery expand his business. So
Okay, that's good.
yes,
Got it.
and I apologize because I'm still in my learning curve of learning the logistics industry and learning about his business. But he is an indirect air carrier, and it's Miami Logistics and Delivery. So what's called an indirect air carrier means that he has certifications that perhaps freight forwarders don't have. So with the TSA as well as Homeland Security, that type of thing. So it's a lot more a lot of safety measures and quality and assurance that his level is at. So he's based in Miami, and most of what he ships via air through charters, mostly charter planes, is down to South America as well as the Dominican Republic. So what he's looking for right now is to expand. We're actually talking to one of the companies from the Global Chamber that we met, to expand into Chile. And so he is looking to expand, kind of one country at a time. So we're open to meeting any companies that either have clients that need shipments, small or large, going south at this point. So that's really where his expertise is going from the United States south to South America or the DR, rather than coming in to the United States.
I think he was in the room for a little while, but I don't see him now.
What's
his gating point?
He had to go to the airport real quick. So
no
yeah.
Worries. What's the differentiator? What makes him special? What makes him stand out?
Okay. One of the things with Bill, not only the extra certification, but he is a master at cost effectiveness. So his rates generally blow everybody away. You know, they're like, how do you do that? Well, he's been doing this forever. And he has systems set up where he can offer lower rates and very fast delivery. For example, if the products, whatever they might be, which is Miami, by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they are out that day and delivered to the end user that day. If it's
Okay.
after 2 o'clock, it's next day. So any time sensitive materials, whether that be documents or, large pallets, he can work that very easily. And then of course, things that aren't time sensitive, that's easy too.
Fantastic. Well,
Uh-huh.
thank you for sharing. Let's get his information, and I'll put his link in LinkedIn so that everybody gets connected to him as well. But thank you for just supporting him. Sounds really interesting, and there's undoubtedly not just in this room, but others in Global Chamber that we'll continue to connect you with. Thanks for all that you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Doug. And they can connect with me directly also. Since Bill's at the airport a lot, I cover a lot for him. So I'm kind of his backup.
Are you still doing the inventors group or not?
Actually, I'm still involved with it, but I retired from directing it. I'm still involved with the national organization where we're going to Washington, D.C. a lot to lobby for change our patent system that's a little bit weak right now. So yeah, so innovation in America actually is what I'm still involved in.
Okay, because I had somebody that I forgot to write down, but I just remembered, so I wrote that down so we get connected. It's Roberto Ancis. And Cesar, are you there? Can you be on camera and say hi? Maybe
Hey,
not.
Doug, I not be in camera, but I can definitely say hi.
Okay.
So hi everyone. I've been taking some notes. I've been connecting some of you already. I had a really good call with Laura and Bill before Christmas or during Christmas, and they're in my to-do list for a couple of intros in the region.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
he has two young ones too, as you can share the one. So thank you, Cesar. He's in Puerto Rico, as I think everybody at Global Chamber knows, and that's our connection center. So it's almost 8 o'clock at night there. So it's getting late.
No, it's almost 9. Now this time of the year we are an hour ahead of the East Coast.
Oh, okay. I should know that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's go to somebody that's changed my life in a very positive way, and that's Barry Berman. He runs leadership courses, and he also teaches on really important concepts like integrity, and all sorts of really other interesting things as well. He's an interesting business leader as well. He's on our advisory board for Global Chamber Denver. Barry, are you in Colorado, or are you
I am in Colorado. Yes, I am.
How can we help you? Who would you like to meet?
Here's the best way to do that. I'm going to share a result that we produced with an organization. We were asked to come into Australia to a very large gold mining company, and each group that was in that exploration group that we were asked to work with, they had separate entities. Some were in New Guinea, some were in China, various places around the world, and they would get together yearly to get a piece of the $60 million budget that was being given out by the exploration company. And what they did they had to fight for their part of the, budget, to prove that they had the right, things that, the right areas where they could mine and produce world-class ore bodies. Sorry, by the way, I got COVID, so I'm not as thinking as fast as I usually do.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
It's okay, I'll make it through this. And so what happened was in 3 days working with this group of 60 employees, they would usually battle with each other about where to get the money. And we were able to shift their thinking from my agenda, what I want, what I need from my area, to what would be possible if we could create it as a whole group working as a whole company, a whole team of people, rather than as individuals or as certain areas around the world. So they invented this vision, this strategic intent called 10 and 10. We're going to find 10 world-class ore bodies within 10 years. And you were lucky at that time to find one in 7 years. It's very expensive to drill for mine, for world-class ore bodies. So out of the 3 days, they invented this future that shifted their entire view of how they were doing business. And they realized they needed to send the resources, the people, the equipment to the best locations for the success of the company. And in doing that, they were able to produce 3 world-class ore bodies the first year. It was an amazing result. And it was shifting the way they committing to something bigger than they thought was possible. And when somebody can do that, they can produce miracles. So
Barry works with executives and executive teams and creates transformations like that. Amazing.
It is. So now we're going to be starting a project, Doug, you don't know about it, with an entire city in southern New Mexico, transforming that whole group. That's in the next 2 months. So what I'm looking for companies.
Would it typically be like some group that's stuck, or
it would be, or they need to produce a breakthrough. They need to produce something that doesn't look possible at the onset. Otherwise, you don't need us. You can, if you know how to get from here to there strategically, that's not what we're up to.
Got it. Thank you, Barry.
Yeah, thanks for participating, Doug.
Sorry to hear about the COVID. Are you on
the? I'm fine. I'm getting better. Believe me.
Good.
COVID isn't any fun.
Let's now go to, believe it or not, Nigeria, because I was not expecting anybody in Europe or Africa, but there's Nihi Sanusi. Nihi, you're not awake, are you? What's going on, young man? He may not be, but Nihi is a trusted resource for us in Africa, knows people all across the continent. He's an attorney, and one of the first things that he did when I met him years ago was help one of our own people in Djibouti because someone was impersonating him, and he just did it. And he's now our advisory board chair for Lagos, Nigeria. Nihi, how are you? Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Doug. Thank you very much. Nice to see everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm working a bit early here, so that's why I'm awake. I'm a lawyer in Nigeria, and what I do is basically support companies that have interest in Nigeria and a few other parts of Africa. We have a network of lawyers across the continent. So if there's any corporate interest of any kind or other kinds of interest, we're able to support in a hand-holding way to guide and advise as much as possible. So that's what I do. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you. You're amazing. I appreciate that. As long as we're jumping across one ocean, let's cross a few others to Kate Gunn. Also in Australia, there's been a little bit of an Australian thread through today's. Kate Gunn is also a relatively new member as well. Kate, you're sitting down there. Who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Yeah, so I'm a startup person myself. So I'm the founder and director and CEO of Balance Healthcare. So we operate primary healthcare centres and urgent care clinics in Australia. I actually have decided not to expand my business, but I am actually interested in moving to the USA. So I'm interested in meeting people who want an experienced and entrepreneurial leader. I'm a CEO and a COO. I managed up to 1,000 people. And yeah, I'm very happy to help people who want to know more about Australia. Obviously, I specialize in the healthcare sector, but very happy just to provide information if it's relevant. But yeah, if you know anyone who's looking for executives, please introduce me. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. I've got some ideas like Navix Health would be one of them because of their growth. So that's great. If anybody has any ideas, and I probably should have made this more clear, if you have some ideas for people, either shout it out or put it in the chat area, and then when you're connected all in LinkedIn, hopefully you'll be connecting that way as well. Let's thank you very much, Kate. Let's go across the ocean, not back into the US, but into Canada. Rob Arthur's in Vancouver. Very interesting leader around lots of different kinds of trade products. You've got your hands in a lot of things. So let us know how the best way to help you right now, Rob, is.
Thanks, Doug, and nice to see everybody. I'm sorry I got late dropping in, but I had a little my Otter AI hijacked my calendar and wouldn't let me in.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened. Anyway, what I'm specialized in right now and what I'm looking for is I'm building a agri-tech aquaculture conference in January, and it's online, and this will be our second. We had an aquaculture conference. As the world's short on protein, we're doing aquaculture no matter what you think about farm fish or farm shrimp or whatever it may be. We're looking at introducing agri-tech companies into aquaculture because a lot of it's the same technology. So we're doing our second conference online on January 27th and 28th. So I'm looking for people that are interested in aquaculture or agri-tech for that matter, that may have technology that may cross over to aquaponics or aquaculture or agri-tech. That's one thing. And the other one is have really put out and expanded my wife's company called Celebritas Health Products, and it's a natural medicines company where we take ancient formulas from around the world, match it with modern day science, and take it to the marketplace. And it sort of ruffles a bit of my family's feathers because my dad was an executive for Bristol Myers, which is one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. And here's his son doing natural medicines. So it kind of flies in the face of what my dad was all about. But we're taking these natural medicines and really introducing ancient stuff and stuff from, biblical. Everybody's heard of frankincense and myrrh that baby Jesus got as a gift, but most people have no clue that it was Ayurvedic medicines from way back when. So we're matching those old biblical sciences. So we're looking for companies that are doing old, that might have old formulas, old family recipes, that we maybe find some science behind it to bring it to the marketplace and commercialize it. And we're looking for people to partner with us in that. So those are two things I'm working on, is the aquaculture conference in January and looking for people that want to take their products of natural medicines to the marketplace, piggybacking on my trademarks in both Canada and the United States. And that's about it. Thanks, Doug. Thanks for the time.
Hey, Doug.
Congratulations. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you.
I'd like to jump in for Rob. If I heard you correctly, you're looking for someone in the nutraceutical realm, Ayurvedics, as well as agriculture for health.
Correct.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We should connect him with Mel Dell because he's connected on the agriculture side. And I'm not sure of any nutraceuticals, but my background's healthcare too. So I know Bristol Myers better, but we can connect you with someone in Atlanta.
Sounds good. Dan, I'll send you my coordinates through the chat.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you, and you too.
Let's go south and to Paul Martilla. And I got to meet Paul in person at the Global Chamber of Los Angeles holiday party in a little bit of a rough area of Los Angeles, or at least we had to drive through it. But Paul took the commute to its extreme. He commuted up from San Diego. So thank you for the long drive up. And how can we help you? Who would you like to meet, Paul? Because you've got an economic development expertise.
Yes, that's right. And it was great to attend the event in Los Angeles, and the Worth made the drive. It was fine. It was very good. So, yes, so I specialize in helping companies to leverage the power of place to achieve competitive advantage. And by that, what I mean is I help companies to choose optimal locations worldwide for various kinds of business operations, including manufacturing plants, R&D centers, call centers, distribution facilities, and the like. And I also help them, when appropriate, to negotiate incentives from national, regional, or local governments to support their investments in workforce and capital. I also consult to economic development agencies, investment promotion agencies, whose mission in life it is to attract corporate investment. And so what I would like is, if anybody knows of companies that are considering to a new location, whether it's a first time investment in a new place or a consolidation or relocation, able to help with that. And also would love to maybe represent a particular country or region in the United States, and sort of have that as a bread and butter client, so to speak. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Fantastic. Have some ideas there. Great. If anybody has any ideas, place it in the chat or let's follow up separately. Let's now, because you're talking about place, one of the important places and someone who's involved with that is Luis Miranda around nearshore manufacturing in Mexico. Luis, I read your posts and I put them up into the group in LinkedIn. You do some really great work. Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
Well, thank you so much. I was actually driving before, so I was not able to connect with the camera. But I just arrived home. It's also getting darker here in Guadalajara, Mexico. So happy New Year to everyone. And I hope you have, every one of you, a very good year. We are in Guadalajara, Mexico. Our company is called Nearshoring Mexico Solutions. And I was here to Rodolfo in Hermosillo with what he's doing, very successful. We basically help companies when they come to Mexico. We offer soft landing services and site selection services. Basically, that's what we do. We help companies to start in Mexico, and then we also help them to introduce them to lawyers or tax persons, also to human resources company that help them hire the talent they need. And I'm very focused on the real estate side to help them on the site selection. We can offer build-to-suits if they need a build-to-suit facility. And also we help them to contact the suppliers they need. So we have many alliances also with different local chambers and associations. So basically, depending on the industry they are, we also help them with their supply chain or the companies that can be the providers. But if someone needs anything in Mexico, please let me know. If we can help, we will be more than happy to help and add value. If we cannot help, we for sure, because there is a very good network here in the company. In the group, there are 3 different companies. So if we are not able to help, at least maybe we can try to find out a company or a person that can help you with this big endeavor that is coming to Mexico. But there are many companies now coming from Asia, from United States, from Canada, from Australia, all Latin America and Europe. We had a very busy 2023, and it looks like 2024 will be like that also.
Thank you for sharing.
That's enough.
That's perfect. No, that's absolutely perfect. We had 3, but now I don't see Solomon. So we're down to 2, and so we should finish up just a little bit after the top of the hour. So hopefully you can hang on with us. Let's go to Brian Wood. We actually spoke earlier today. He's also a relatively new member, really interesting, and you'll be seeing more of him. Brian, I saw your note earlier that you're not able to turn the camera on, but could you just tell us more about who you'd like to meet and anything we can do to help? Are you there, Brian? You're on mute, so I'm going to go next. to the amazing Harold D'Souza. So someone who himself was a victim of human trafficking, and as great leaders sometimes do, you, through that experience, turn it into a gift, and the gift he's given back to the world is helping others avoid that problem. So thank you, Harold, for what you're doing. You're award-winning, just extraordinary activity. Who would you like to meet? How can we help you? Congratulations on all of your work.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, friends. I would like to meet every individual who is on this call today. The overall objective of Eyes Open International is to create awareness and prevention. And for the year 2024, we are focused on two things: to start a male shelter home in the US and expungement in the case of labor trafficking victims. So there are no male shelter homes in the US for victims of labor trafficking. So that is one focus area. Next, I want to share is that on the next generation, because I work with the United Nations. I'm an ambassador for the 30 articles, where Article 4 says no slavery, Article 5 says no torture. So I request that every delegates who are on the show right now here, that this should be a talking subject in the family, with your kids on the dinner table, talking about like human trafficking, whether it is labor, slavery, sex, LGBTQ, because it can happen to anyone. And classic example is that today my younger son is an advocate, and he's in Dubai advocating at the Global Sustainability Network on human trafficking. We are organizing a mega conference on May 2nd in Cincinnati, Ohio, on human labor trafficking. So thank you very much. So I think every drop of support from your end is going to help. I do presentations at school, colleges, universities, corporate companies, creating awareness. So if any opportunity is there, I'll be more than happy to contribute and share my journey to empower people so that they do not become a victim of any crime. So always say it is better to be safe than sorry. So thank you very much, Doug, and thank you very much, friends.
Great work. We only have a couple minutes left. Does anybody have any questions or comments, or did I leave anybody out?
I wanted to know of Harold, which state are they looking to put this housing for male men affected by sex trafficking? Which state?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on 2 states. One is Ohio, where I'm based in Cincinnati. Then I'm working with Dr. Kalyani Gopal. You can Google her. She is the founder of Safe CHR. And we are working together here to start in Illinois, because she's based in Illinois. And I'm open to, but basically in Ohio right now, because since I'm based in Cincinnati. Thank you.
Fantastic. Any other questions for Harold, or any other comments or questions about anything else? And hearing none, we're at the top of the hour. So thank you all for joining. Watch for the LinkedIn post with all of you. Tomorrow, I know we have the sales meeting, and that's the one with the fellow who does, Eddie Geisel, who does a lot of work in the mining industry, a lot of technology and manufacturing, and a lot of work between the US and Australia. So I think that'll be really interesting. And then we talked about the book author program a week from tomorrow, and then there's a variety of other activities. If you're not getting the newsletter, it comes out usually on Tuesdays, sometimes on Mondays, and it has a list of what's coming up. It also has spotlights for members. And so if there's something, either an award or some event that you're doing, or something that of notable items for other members, please just send that to me. Make it very simple, and I'm happy to make sure that makes it in the newsletter. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for jumping in today, and have a great rest of your day, or night, or afternoon in the case of Priya. Take care, everybody.
Thank Doug.
Thanks,
Happy New
Doug.
Year.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Great job.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Take care.
one.